Hey guys, so I'm here with Charlene, and I'm just going to walk you through my version of the inverted bob with some texturizing techniques and whatnot. Go follow me on Instagram. It is Extreme Beauty by Jillian. I'll add the link below. So what I'm doing here is I'm just brushing her hair and I'm looking for any growth patterns or cowlicks and whatnot and finding her natural part. Then with my YS Park comb, I'm just sectioning the hair. Typically for haircuts, I don't section the hair with duckbill clips, but because her hair is really dense and short, I just find it's a little bit easier and quicker for myself. And then you'll see those green clips, which are my YS Park cutting clips. Here I'm taking diagonal forward sections. They are horizontal, and I'm cutting at a 45-degree angle, and I'm over directing everything to the back to make sure that I keep that length in the front, and it's going to be a really, really nice triangular cut. I know in school they teach a lot of times that graduated cuts are done vertically, but I find that they just are not as clean and they don't give as pretty of a look as when you cut them horizontally. So I'm going to continue to do the same thing as I move up towards the top of the head, and I'm going to stay behind my section the entire time. I'm not going to move from side to side as I cut, because then that's going to start messing with the angle. You will find as you start going up towards the head, the angle of your sections will start to straighten out, and they're not going to be as drastic of a line, and that's normal. That's what happens. And then once you get over the ear, we're going to kind of marry those two sections together. Okay, so basically what I'm doing here is she wants a really, really sharp look. She has a lot of density in the hair. She doesn't really like to see it too poofy. She wants a really sleek look with a lot of angle and a lot of movement. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm keeping the front pretty long. I usually keep it longer, but this time she wanted it a little bit more chopped. So I'm kind of shaking the back around and seeing how it falls, seeing how much is left to cut. Now, the most important part about this haircut is the angle from the back of the hair to the front. I feel like a lot of people get lost in this haircut where they slowly keep cutting and cutting and cutting the front pieces, and they lose that angle. You lose it and you almost make it either a one length or a really rounded off bob, and that's not the look that we're going for. So what I like to do is I like to comb the hair down and just freehand cut it, wherever it falls naturally. Some people like to take the section and over direct it to the back and cut a straight line, and then when they let go of the hair, it kind of gives an angle. In my opinion, I don't think that it's good. So now the next part is, you see I'm twisting the hair and I'm kind of combing the razor down. And what this does is it kind of gives layers without chopping it. She has super straight hair. I don't want those layers to fall and give that stacky look that the clients always say that they don't like. So I'm just twisting and taking bulk out and then just kind of shaking it around and seeing how it looks, seeing how it moves. And I'm going to continue to kind of bevel around the whole head doing that. And obviously the more I go towards her face, the less I'm going to take out. I want the back to have that stacky, crazy movement, but towards the front, you kind of want it sleek. You want it falling really, really nicely, and having that clean one length look in the front. So next you can see I'm taking pieces, and with my razor, I'm kind of slicing out the inside of her hair. What this does is, because she has so much density in her hair, and it kind of starts to round off her head and give way, way too much volume. So I'm taking out the width inside of the hair. You have to be super careful with this. You don't want to go too high. Usually I don't even go this high, but this was more of a request to go to take out the bulk near the top of her head. But typically I'll kind of go from around the ear or the temple area and down and just take out some clean sections, comb it through, and see how much you took out. But I do recommend keeping it more in the bottom. And then I use that razor to kind of carve out with her head shape and customize the back of that haircut so that it gives it that really sleek, rounded look, and it's not that cookie cutter haircut. It's for her. It's made for her head. I'm shaping the haircut for her. And for this, there's no exact direction as to where I go. I kind of just watch her head shape and start to take little pieces out. As you see, I'm taking some layers and some areas that I find still has a little bit of extra bulk and it's lacking movement. This client in particular is a really, really cool situation. She's also a ballroom dancer like myself, and we love to see movement. We love to shake our head and to see how that movement goes, and it kind of is incorporated with the dancing. So I'm really adding a lot of texture to her hair, probably more than other people, but on the floor it looks amazing. Okay guys, this is my favorite part of the haircut. What I'm doing is I'm combing down and then just freehand cutting near the nape area. I want to create a really seamless arch in the back, and then once I do that, I'm going to comb the sides and just make sure that the behind the ear is connected to the front and the back, because this is a disconnected haircut, but we want it to have a seamless look. We want the back to the front to be a really, really nice smooth angle. Again, if this is something you're not comfortable with, take your time. It's a hard haircut. Don't cut too much off at one time. Okay guys, so next we have the bangs. be very careful with the bangs. Bangs can go south very quickly, but I want these bangs to be disconnected. So I'm clipping off the side of the hair and just leaving the bangs in front and just combing it and see how it grows. Does she have cowlicks? Does she have a weird hair growth at maybe the bangs split, but she doesn't. But a lot of people, they'll split right in the middle. So I'm just looking for a natural hair pattern. Next, I take a towel just because I don't want the water running in their face. So I'll kind of just pick it up and tuck the hair underneath and spray and comb the water through it. So we're distributing all the water through the bangs before we let it drip all over her face. And see, she's happy. And as you can see, I'm slowly cutting. I'm not just going in with the length that she says. 9 out of 10 times when people say the length, they don't usually want as short as they say. And I just want to move slowly, taking off little pieces. Even I cut her hair every 3 weeks and I know exactly what haircut she wants. I never just go in. I always take my time and move very carefully. I don't know if you noticed, but I am holding most of the bangs out at a 45-degree angle. I feel that if you cut the bangs super flat, they kind of look funny. But if you hold it at a 45-degree angle, it gives it a more blended look. It doesn't have such a harsh line, and it's more forgiving when you blow dry it and you flat iron it, because if you cut such a straight line, even if the haircut is perfect and it's cut perfectly, if they style it even a little bit extra bend with the flat iron, they're going to see it. It's going to be obvious. So, kind of make it a little softer for them. Okay guys, so since she has super straight hair, what I did was I just took my hands and I pushed it all over and gave it that really natural messy look. Now, without the camera, I did flat iron it just because she wanted it a little bit more sleek. But usually with styling these ones, never use a round brush. It just gives it too much bend and it looks very old-fashioned. But here's the end result, and she looks awesome.